In this section, we are going to understand the property called font family and how to use it efficiently. When learning CSS, basic text formatting knowledge is very essential. The font family property is used to specify the font of a text. Let's jump to the coding part to understand it more clearly. So you can see that I have a very basic structure defined here. I have given a paragraph in the body section and some width. Now here I am going to give the property that is font family and giving the font courier. Let's go to the browser and check the output. So you can see that the font family is courier. Now what's happening here is the web browser is requesting from the client machine for the font courier, and if that font is installed in the client machine, the browser can access it. Now one of the problem using system fonts is that the browser is completely relying on the client machine. So let's say if the client doesn't have the courier font installed, then the browser would not be able to access it, and in that case the browser would be showing some other default font to display the page. To combat this kind of fallback procedure, multiple fonts can be given to the font family. So if the first font is not supported by the browser will move on to the next font. So here I'll say Times, serif. This is known as font stack. Now if the browser does not find the courier font, it will move to the next font, that is Times, and if it does not find the Times font also, it will display the serif font. So whatever the device might be, the browser will display the last font, that is serif font, if it doesn't find the first two fonts. You can have as many fonts as you want. Let's see the output now. The output will of course remain the same because we have the courier font installed. Let's change the font stack and see if the fallback is working. I'm going to remove this and write font A, which is not a font. Then Arial and serif. Now I'm getting the font Arial as the first font we have given is not a valid font. So the browser couldn't recognize the first font and moved on to the next one. Now if I change the second font and say font B, then you see that I'm getting the serif font as the browser couldn't find the first two fonts. Now remember that whenever giving the font name, if the font name has multiple white spaces in between, it's better to write them in the string format, that is, you should cover it in double quotes. So it's really easy to understand and use the syntax of font family.